All right, so how did I get into face reading? I was newly an acupuncturist and went to an acupuncture conference. There I met Gene Bruno, who I call the grandfather of acupuncture. He was one of the, I guess, first Western acupuncturists, white guy acupuncturist as he calls it. And I asked him how he was doing. I ran into him. He happens to be the father of a friend of mine. And he said that he was doing really well and that, as it turned out, he was really good at gambling. And he was buying into these poker tournaments that cost $10,000 to get into. And he was winning. And I thought, God, I'm sitting on a mountain of acupuncture student loan debt. And I'm also terrified of gambling. I don't like losing even quarters when I play poker with my friends. And so we had a lull in the conversation and the person started speaking again. But then we came back together and I thought about it. I was like, why are you good at gambling? Like, are you not afraid of money? Are you not afraid of losing money? Do you like the game of money? Like, what makes you so good at this gambling business? And he goes, I realized that I've been reading faces for 30 years. And I was like, oh, that is so fascinating, reading faces. Okay, well, maybe after 20 or 30 years of practicing acupuncture, I'll be good like that. And so in my course of study, looking at acupuncture coursework, opportunity to study continuing ed, I saw that there was a man, C.T. Holman, who was going to be doing a rudimentary 4-credit class on face reading. And so I had to go. So I went and loved it. And then he told us who his teacher was, and his teacher is named Lillian Pearl Bridges. And so I looked into her school, and I had the privilege of getting to spend time with Lillian in Seattle over the course of 3 years. I took all of the classes that I could. And she really illuminated the brilliance of who I am. Before I committed to spending all the money to be a student of hers, I had my own face read by her, and I've had lots of psychic readings and astrology readings and things like this, but her reading was so profound, and I knew I had to be her student. And so like I said, I got to study with her for the 3 years or so, and loved every minute. All of her students, she has students all around the world, adore her. Unfortunately, she passed away a couple of years ago, but one of the things that I so am grateful to her about is that she said to all of her students, all of us, she's like, I'm giving you this information, and what I want you to do is make it your own, and I want you to share it with the world. So, if you will, she passed on her lineage. Her grandmother was a face reader, I think, for many millennia. She comes from this long, rich tradition of Chinese face reading. And what I find so fascinating about it is how accurate it is. I have had the privilege and opportunity to notice different features about people's faces, and I'll ask them, I was like, you have really sparse eyebrows. How do you handle alcohol, for example? And they'll say, yeah, gosh, I can't handle very much alcohol, or even, I'm a cheap date for sure. Or if somebody has really thick, full eyebrows, I ask, how do you handle challenges? And they love challenges. They need a little bit of challenge. So as I have progressed in my knowledge, it feels like it always comes back, almost always, that people are in agreement with what I say about reading their faces, and have not yet used it for gambling, but it is so fun.